Look, friend, I have no fantasy. You believe you are the only one who has felt like everything is one big sick joke. But the harsh reality is that people are born, struggle, and eventually die. I have witnessed too much to dulcify it for you. The world is a cold, unforgiving rascal, and it won't change that. Hell, I've been there, down in that void where it feels like you're drag a stone with every step, and every breath feels like a struggle. I've seen nice people turn into monsters, friends die, and I've lost everything. It's meant a lot to me, so don't come to me seeking some flowery words or a false sense of hope. But here's the thing, even in the middle of all that darkness, when you're at your lowest, there's something you need to hold on to. Life is painful and suffering, but it's also about finding something to fight for. I know it sounds like corny, but it's the goddamn truth. You need to find your purpose and reason, no matter how minor it may seem to others, because that's what keeps you going when everything else fails. There have been nights when I've looked up at the sky and wondered what the point of it all is. Sometimes, though, there is no point at all, and the only reason you can keep going is because you're too damn stubborn to give up. Because if you do, you'll let this world break you, and it's one, and that has the last laugh. I've witnessed the bottom kid, the type of darkness that consumes you completely and leaves you empty. But even in that emptiness, there is a shine of light. It's low and dim, but it's there, and you must fight for it as long as there is still life. You have a chance to turn things around and make something of the mess that life throws at you, as long as your heart is still beating. It's not about finding moments of peace or even happiness all the time. It's about finding those little victories that remind you why you're still here, whether it's a sunrise, the sound of rain, or a kind word from a stranger. Hold on to it. Let it give you the strength to keep moving forward, no matter how broken you feel. And don't think for a second that you're alone in this universe and just hide them better than others. But there's a strength in that too, in knowing that you're not the only one fighting this battle. There's a brotherhood in suffering, a kinship in pain. We're all in this together, even if it doesn't always feel that way. Yeah, life is unfair, it's cruel, and it doesn't give a damn about your dreams or your plans. But you can't let it beat you, can't let it turn you into someone you're not. Hold on to your humanity, even when it feels like it's slipping through your fingers. Hold on to the things that make you who you are, the things that make life worth living, no matter how small and insignificant as they may seem. You have a fire inside of you, kid. I can see it, even if you can't see it, and it's what has kept you going so far. When things get even harder, don't let that fire go burn. Instead, feed it, nurture it, and let it burn as brightly as you can, because as long as you have that fire and the will to fight, you have a chance. And sometimes that's all you need. You're stronger than you realize. The world can break you, but it can't take away your strength. That's yours, and it's what will get you through the worst of times. So get up, dust yourself off, and keep fighting, because as long as your heart is still beating and your lungs are still running, you have a chance to turn things around. You know, I had a friend who was tough as nails but had a heart too big for this world. He fought in battles that would have broken most men, but he had his devil, just like everyone else. And one night he looked at me and said, "I'm done, man. I can't keep fighting." I told him the same thing I'm telling you now. I told him that he was stronger than he realized and that he had a fire inside of him that would not let him give up. He didn't listen, so he gave up, and it broke my heart to watch him go like that. But it also taught me that giving up is the easy way out. It's the path of least resistance, but it's not the soldier's path, which is difficult and cruel, but it's also the path that leads to something greater. It's the path that leads to saving and finding a purpose, even in the middle of all the pain. If to break you, keep in mind that you're not alone, that you possess a strength that be superior every barriers you encounter, and that you should never give up. You have a story, kid, story that is still being written. And yes, it has its share of dark chapters and moments that will make you question everything. But it also has moments of success and victory, and finding light in the darkest places. Those moments are worth fighting for because they are what make life worthwhile. This is not for a warrior or someone who has experienced what you have. When you wake up tomorrow and the day appears to be as bad as the last, remember that you have a choice. You can either lie down and let the world crush you, or you can get up and fight back. And I don't just mean with Duke and anger, but with every ounce of your strength and fire for that. Every little act of opposition and act of kindness you can assemble, even when it seems like you have nothing left to give, adds up to create a foundation that no storm can wash away. You must believe in something greater than the suffering and the challenges. Whether it's a long-buried goal, a needy single, or the act of simply proving the world wrong, whatever it is, hold on to it and allow it to motivate you, because as long as you have the ability to change your tale, as long as your heart continues to beat, and no amount of darkness can ever take that away from you, it's acceptable to feel this way. Feeling lost and like the world is against you, but giving up and allowing the world to victory is not. You are a warrior, and because you are not alone in your battle, you will rise, pick yourself up, and keep fighting. Soldiers don't give up. They fight, persevere, and emerge stronger on the other side. Because you're a fighter and fighters never give up, don't give up now or ever. We're all in this together, and while we're all fighting our own fights, we're stronger when we work together. Together we can overcome any hindrance and find a path through the darkness.